Have you ever noticed how easy it is to talk about what we want to do, and how hard it is, afterward, to truly begin? Every time we announce too much of what is still growing inside us, it's as if part of our energy escapes through the sound of our words. We talk, we plan aloud, we receive looks, compliments, promises of support, and for a moment, it feels like everything has already happened. But the next day, the fire fades. The impulse is gone. And what remains? Silence. Perhaps the kind of silence that hurts, but also the same silence from which true work begins. This is the story of a young man who learned that lesson the hard way. His name was Elian, and he discovered that the value of one's hands is greater than the weight of one's words, and that sometimes the most powerful path is the one walked in invisibility. Elian believed he was born to create something magnificent, a work that would make his town remember him. Every month, a new idea was born. He would run to the square and announce loudly, "I'm going to paint the most beautiful mural by the sea. It will bring joy and light to everyone." People laughed, applauded, and praised him. And that night, Elian slept peacefully, believing he was already on the right track. But the next morning, the brush felt heavier. The wall seemed too big, and he whispered, "I'll start tomorrow." Days turned into weeks. The wall stayed white, and the enthusiasm that once fueled him disappeared. So the months went by. A new plan, a new promise, new applause, and one more unfinished dream. One afternoon, as the sun sank into the sea, Elian sat alone on the pier. The wind carried the salty smell of the waves. Nearby, an old fisherwoman named Nara was arranging her nets. She was known for her silence. She spoke little, but everyone listened when she did. Nara approached him and asked, "Why that tired look, boy?" Elian sighed, discouraged. "I have so many ideas, so many dreams, but nothing ever happens. I always start full of energy, and soon after, I lose it all. I don't know what's wrong. It's like something steals my breath." Nara nodded slowly. "Maybe you've been blowing too hard on your own fire." Elian frowned. "What do you mean?" "Come tomorrow at dawn," she said. "I want to show you something." The next morning, the sky was still gray when Elian arrived at the pier. Soft orange tones were beginning to paint the water's edge. Seagulls screamed loudly as they fought for their first meal of the day. Nara was already waiting by an old stone wall, touched every day by the waves. "Look closely at this wall," she said. "The sea has been painting it for years, slowly, patiently, without words." Elian saw stains of color shades of green, gold, and gray, formed by salt, water, and time. "It's beautiful," he murmured. "It is, isn't it? But listen," Nara said. "The sea doesn't make announcements. It doesn't call anyone to watch what it will create. It simply works, every day, in silence. That's why its art never disappears." Elian stayed quiet, and for the first time, the silence felt full, not empty. That night, Elian went home with a different thought. He chose an old wall beside his workshop and started to paint, without telling anyone. No promises, no applause. The first days were slow. The lines trembled, the colors didn't fit. Some nights he didn't paint, he just observed the wall and reflected. But inside him, something new was growing. With no eyes watching, he felt no rush. Without expectations, the brush came to life. There was only the sound of paint, the scent of salt, and the calm rhythm of his breath. Without noticing, weeks turned into months, and the mural took shape in secret. Waves, seagulls, sunsets, joyful faces. It was a scene of the sea, and it was a reflection of himself. When the final stroke was done, Elian smiled, truly smiled. For the first time, he felt real pride. The kind that doesn't need applause, only presence. One morning, a fisherman passing by stopped, astonished. "Elian, when did you do this?" The man stared at the mural. A living landscape, the sea embracing the sky. Soon others came, equally amazed. "We didn't know you were painting." Elian only smiled. It was something I needed to do. In silence. Not long after, the whole town had seen the mural. But Elian no longer sought recognition. Because now, the mural was already within him. It was his work. His finished creation. From that day on, Elian never spoke too much about what was yet to come. He just acted. He let his hands say what his words no longer needed to. The sound of the waves and the rhythm of the brush became his new prayer. And now, think about your own life. How many times have you shared your plans with excitement, only to lose the will to follow through? Words can create an illusion of progress, but true growth happens in silence. In the conscious work and energy we pour into every small action. Dreams are like fresh paint. If they stay exposed to the air for too long, they dry before ever touching the wall. Protect what's growing inside you. Keep silence as your shelter. And when your creation is ready, the world will see it. You won't need to say a word. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, silence isn't empty. It's the place where everything begins to bloom.